I'm just noticing how cluttered the studio is with stuff. Overhead are airplanes and things hanging, and I'd really like to have a brutal cleanup someday. But I like it. I've done many more watercolors than anything else. You like the fact that they're immediate and I guess the speed of them, that they dry fast and go on to the next thing. I do etchings, monotypes, sometimes lithos. Well, I've always liked doing alphabets. The first one I did was W.H. Auden's Airman's Alphabet. I enjoyed that one, and part of what I like is making silly versions of what a C would be, or a B, or R, or whatever, you know. And some things are just, they're irresistible. Whoa! Did you get it? That's when it started in 2000. It was in winter time, because it was bright day and snow on the ground. I was walking from the house to out here. I suddenly had starbursts in my eyes. I thought, oh, it's just snow. But it really hit like that. Sickening, you know, it scared me. Part of it, which is a drag, is having someone wave at you and have no idea who it is. When I see someone across the room and I think, am I waving at Adolf Hitler or Marcel Proust or whatever? That's always a drag. I have to get pretty close to recognize people. I can't think what grade I would have been in, probably third grade or something. It was tuberculosis. And I stayed in bed on the porch for about a year and a half. The radio didn't work till after dark because of radio waves in those days. So I drew all day and painted watercolors, obviously, because I was in bed. In those days, the radio news would be about the Italian-Ethiopian War and then the Sino-Japanese War. In my early sketchbooks, I did a lot of imaginary scenes of the wars going on. Luckily, my mother saved one of those sketchbooks from that era. That's how I entertained myself all day. After I got discharged from the Army, I realized I wanted to draw rather than anything else. I loved it right from the start. It's terrific. Doing things you want to do all day couldn't beat it. great working from figures, and still lifes are fun. I've enjoyed art history slides and talking, you know. Just as an aside, why I use all three names, there were three Parkers in school when I was, and I had a show in the South Side near University of Chicago, a nice gallery too, and it got terrific reviews, and they named the wrong Parker, which really annoyed me. And I thought, I'm gonna use all three. It was sort of embarrassing sometimes, sounds pretentious to spread out the name, but I started doing it then, so I just kept it up. My last year at the Art Institute, I knew I didn't want to stay in Chicago. You know, it had about 3 galleries, and those early years were hard, you know. Meals were very spare, and rents were a big item. We had 3 kids already, you know, and I mean, things were very much cheaper then, but it was tough. We were all so poor. We used to go to a place in the corner, and somebody would order tea with hot water, and then those at the table would put ketchup in it and make instant tomato soup. I mean, we were really poor. And then I had a call from the Museum of Modern Art asking me to have my hands photographed. They'd recommended me someone there for doing Kirk Douglas's paintings and hands for a movie they were beginning that summer. My actual job in that movie was making Van Gogh drawings and paintings, and I did about 100, I'd say, you know. Some of them, they wanted them half finished and you could crumple them up. I did the Crows Over the Cornfield. You know, I'd do a bit, and then Kirk would stab at it, and then I'd do a bit more. It was a terrific summer, and in retrospect, I realized that it was a big change for my life. I didn't, you know, the hands of Vincent van Gogh, I mean, nobody serious would think that amounted to anything. I didn't know it then, but it really changed the way we lived. After that, we lived on what I made, painting pictures. It was a big do for us. There was a show at the Whitney on 8th Street, and there was a review in Time magazine. They said doing a wide end run was this artist, de Kooning and Pollock and all of those guys. No, it was quite different from what they were doing. And, you know, I never felt part of that movement at all, you know. When the Whitney bought something, the picture cost $200. I mean, it's a different world. Then I did a lot of jobs for magazines. It was a great chance to travel. Fortune sent me to West Africa, North Africa, Central America, everywhere. They were great then. Sports Illustrated sent me to Ireland for shooting, and so I went to Rwanda for the Air Force. They were all jobs that I couldn't have afforded on my own, but doing them for a magazine was no chore at all, you know? I did a lot of album covers in the old days, maybe 40 or 50 of them. I did the last Thelonious Monk album for Columbia, and I loved doing that. I did some Newport ones. But I did the first Bill Evans cover. I did Art Tatum one. I made sure they were accurate. I hated to see a picture of a guy that had the wrong hand up here in the clarinet. You know, it was driving me nuts. For a long time, I studied clarinet in Chicago days, but I always played drums at home. And eventually, I dropped the clarinet and concentrated on drums. No, I could play and it'll swing, which is what matters, but I'm not a great technician by any means. No, I'm just trying to keep time and I don't know, it's a feeling when you lock into some certain tempo that's just right and everyone is on it, and it's great. It's like flying or something, you know? It's exhilarating, really. For years, I kept journals of my dreams under the bed. I would wake up in the morning while it's still fresh and write them. So I had many books of my dreams. That was in the olden days. The dreams were more colorful. I used to enjoy keeping those journals. They were so ribald, some of them. So different from now, where they're sort of peaceful and, gee, what a nice building, you know. Isn't that all alabaster shine nice in the sun? I kept working, you know, worked up close or whatever it took. I work up close anyway. And the pictures are always lopsided anyway, so it's not as if I'm a photorealist. You know, I deliberately, consciously go to poets. Like Auden is filled with images. Brecht was. When she had drowned and swam down from the streams into the great rivers, the opal of the sky shone wonders. Like God slowly taking the body apart, you know, first the hair goes, then the eyes go, then that's what that poem is. The abstracts never interested me. I was rather trying to show it an illustration of something, not my poem about it, you know? And when I paint, I'm just thinking of what more can I add to it to make it more like water, skeleton, and land, you know? I'm just thinking of soil and grass and stuff. I might even make this more sky-like and think of this as the horizon, you know? Oh, and now, you know, as I see it more, I think I'd rather think of this as smaller sky. I'm thinking of these as weeds now, not trees, you know? So it's more close up in the river and her. Instead of she being part of the landscape, it will be the center of it. Weeds are easy. I'm doing okay. Certainly no better, but no worse. If anything, it's made my drawing less precise. I look at old sketchbooks and I thought, can I still do that? And I sometimes have to say no. I miss drawing from life, you know? I mean, you see things you don't expect to see. You know, the way light might hit a face or something. I don't know what I'd do if I didn't paint. I could do it all day and all night, you know. As you get older, you find some groove and we keep doing it, you know. I love it.